What if someone controlled what you see, what you think, even what you feel? You think you decide. But in reality, there's a system, a network. And at the head of that network, one man. Mark Zuckerberg. He controls over 3 billion people. Not with guns. With attention, data, and habit. At just 19 years old, Mark Zuckerberg launched Facebook from his college dorm room. What started as a student project quickly grew into a global phenomenon. Within a decade, he strategically acquired Instagram, then WhatsApp, bringing together 3 powerful platforms under one roof. 3 apps. 1 empire. But Zuckerberg's ambition goes far beyond social media. His goal? To become the essential infrastructure of human communication. Not just a platform people use, but the system they rely on to connect with the world. He once said, "If you control the way people communicate, you influence who they become." That quote captures the heart of his vision. Because communication shapes culture. It shapes relationships. It shapes the future. And the numbers speak for themselves. Today, over 3.1 billion people use Meta's platforms every month. That's nearly 40% of the global population. More than 80% of internet users connect to at least one Meta platform every single day. That kind of reach isn't just impressive, it's unprecedented. Love him or criticize him, Zuckerberg has built more than a company. He's built the nervous system of the digital age. Meta doesn't sell apps. Meta sells your attention. At first glance, platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp seem free. But in reality, your time and focus are the product. Every time you scroll, like, comment, or even pause on a post, the algorithm is watching. Not in a sinister way, but in a deeply strategic one. It tracks how long you look at a video. What makes you stop? What makes you react? All these signals feed into something powerful. A digital twin, a version of you built from data. And this version doesn't guess what you like, it knows. Meta's real goal? To keep you there. For as long as possible. But not in an obvious way. You don't even realize it's happening. The system is designed to feel natural. But every second you spend on the app is a micro-decision that's been gently influenced, shaped by an invisible force. And the more time you give it, the more predictable you become. As someone once put it, if you can predict someone's next move, you can shape it. That's the core of Meta's business. Not just attention, but influence at scale. Not just clicks, but behavior. This isn't about technology. It's about how deeply tech can understand and guide human nature. Facebook is not a social network. It's a soft propaganda machine. Facebook is often called a social network. But that's misleading. It's not just a place to share photos or keep in touch. It's a powerful infrastructure for soft propaganda. In politics, business, and society, whoever owns the platform controls the frame of the conversation. And in this case, that person is Mark Zuckerberg. With a single click, he has the power to boost an idea, or bury it. Not by force, but by design. Facebook doesn't need to censor outright. Instead, it controls what you see, and, more importantly, what you don't. The algorithm filters your world. It creates a bubble around you, filled with content you're likely to agree with. Little by little, your view narrows. Your feed becomes an echo chamber. And all the while, you feel informed, connected, even free. But behind the scenes, the platform is shaping your perception. This is more subtle than censorship. It's not about deleting voices, it's about controlling the context in which those voices appear. Want to influence public opinion? Adjust the feed. Slow down a message. Amplify another. That's all it takes. The most dangerous power isn't the one that says, "You can't speak." It's the one that decides what gets heard, and what disappears in silence. And that's the real face of modern influence. Not shouting louder, but controlling the microphone. Zuckerberg doesn't just want to control what you see anymore. He wants to control where you live. That's the promise, and the danger, of the metaverse. It's not just a new app or a fun virtual space. It's a full-scale digital universe, built and owned by one man's company. In this world, your meetings, your games, your friendships, your identity, your very presence, will run through his servers. He wants you to live, work, and socialize in a place where every interaction is tracked, stored, and monetized. The metaverse isn't just a platform. It's a privatized reality, a space where you are both the user and the product. In this new era, the currency isn't the dollar. It's digital presence, your attention, your time, your digital self. That's what's being bought and sold. The more you engage, the more valuable you become, not for yourself, but for those who own the platform. Zuckerberg's vision isn't just about tech. It's about control, not of your screen, of your life. So before you step into the metaverse, ask yourself, who really owns the world you're about to enter? Zuckerberg is cold, robotic, calculating, but that's not a flaw, that's his strength. He's not charismatic like Elon Musk. He doesn't chase the spotlight or play the showman. Zuckerberg is something else entirely. He's structural. While others build products, he builds systems. Invisible frameworks that shape how we connect, communicate, and live online. He doesn't need to inspire you. He just needs to make sure you never leave his platforms. Step by step, quietly, methodically, he's been designing the foundations of the digital world. Zuckerberg is the silent architect of the connected age. You don't notice him. But you live in the world he's building. Not with flair, not with fire, but with code, control, and an unshakable vision. And that, in the end, might be more powerful than charisma. We criticize, we resist, but we stay connected, because deep down, he's succeeded. Zuckerberg doesn't want to be liked. He wants to be indispensable. And he already is. If you want to understand the strategies of the world's most powerful minds, subscribe to this channel. Every week, you'll get a behind-the-scenes look at power, money, and the future. Like, comment, share with someone who thinks Facebook is just an app. You'll see, it's an eye-opener.